I'm Von Biggs, and let's queer up health. HIV phobia in gay dating, a national issue hitting close to home in Broward County. Tonight we turn to a painful reality resurfacing across LGBTQ plus dating spaces, HIV phobia. A recent article in the 19th.com by Sam Donndelinger shows how stigma still shapes gay dating culture in 2026. Despite decades of medical progress, the article centers on a 19-year-old Cody Nester from nearby Hollywood, Florida. When Cody discloses his HIV status on dating apps, he is often met with cruelty. Some of the messages he received read, "You're disgusting. I don't know why you're on here," or "Why don't you die?" or "You'll never get anything in your life." He is then blocked. He then informs that 95% of the people respond that way. Cody says, quote, "People could at least be more aware, ask questions, and understand the reality of living with HIV instead of attacking us," end quote. Experts say this fear isn't scientific. Xavier A of UCSF explains, quote, "The fear comes from antiquated ideas around HIV. People haven't caught up," end quote. The science is clear. Undetectable equals untransmittable, a message long championed by Broward County organizations, yet stigma persists. As Cody puts it, it's, quote, "It's like you're a white fish in a school of black fish. You're immediately the odd one out," end quote. For Broward County, this story is a call to ensure dating culture finally catches up to science. You know, it's interesting. I actually did an abstract presentation at USCHA this last year on intergenerational dating online with the apps and disclosure of HIV. Mm-hmm. So this, you know, there was a lot of discussions about that, and that stigma still persists. I know for me, I've been on the dating apps. I've been attacked that way as well when you disclose statuses. So it's just, it's discerning because nobody listens. They don't really care to know. Mm-hmm. I think we've talked about, you get the keyboard bullies, you know, they see something and they don't know. But it's like, you know, the people that do disclose it, I'm happy they do, because the more people they can do it, the more people they can talk about it and put the messaging in your app that about you equals you and what that means. I've talked to many people who are actually very thankful that they gathered that information by meeting somebody, you know.
I would say that on these dating apps, though, people who would respond that way, first of all, they are bullies. Yeah. And second of all, you don't want to date them anyway. Right. And I think that those who respond positively, they're doing it with, you know, full knowledge, and it's better to have people know. It's really hard to turn off those negative comments. Just delete, block, block. Right. And you know, the people who you don't want in your life will show you that you don't want them in your life. And there are plenty of people. I mean, for the 19-year-old, for Cody, you know, I'm sorry that people say these things to you, because they're just bullies, and they do not know. But you know now who you do not want in your life. Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also that on the dating app, you never know who you're talking to. There are a lot of people who are on the down low who was a part of that culture where the internalized homophobia is extremely fierce. Right. I mean, I live in Wilton Manor, so pretty much everyone that I know know what you equals you means, you know, knows the value of PAP or the PrEP or, you know, doxy. Those knowledge need to be much more widespread. And also, I commiserate, as an Asian on the apps, I don't get any much luck either. You know, you get a lot of negative stereotypes, and more than that, a lot of racism out there too. Yes.
Yeah. Like what I say this with love, Bobby. We cannot assume that the entire Wilton Manors community is going to behave themselves on dating apps without HIV status.
No.
And also, like, yes, the racism and bigotry within the gay male community is absolutely disgusting. Right. And, you know, when it comes to things like HIV status and dating, like when I was still in my dating years, but like, I actually do not care if a guy discloses his HIV status to me at first. Because first and foremost, like, getting to know someone, whether you want to hook up with them or just go on a date, like, knowing that, I have no right to know your medical history, first and foremost. Secondly, yes, undetectable is untransmissible. But, like, if you're only going to interact with someone because you think you're definitely not going to get, like, a disease from them, like, you should really have a look at the mirror of who the heck you are as a human being. Like, you get to know people, try to fall in love with people. And, like, if you're that worried about, there are these things still called condoms and PrEP. They still exist if you're that worried when meeting a boy. And some of the nicest, sweetest boys I've met were very shy about telling me their status. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're attractive. We're like, we'll use protection. Don't worry about it,
Right.
And unfortunately, too many guys have that attitude. And they get over yourself, guys. That's what you should be doing.
There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.